to the Daily Planet. On today's show, we will bring you news about everything from crime to economy to your music and entertainment news. First, we will go to Cheyenne with a quick segment on a very recent political issue, the Red Scare. Off to you, Cheyenne.
The rise of communists has been a large issue lately, and the people in our society are starting to call it the Red Scare. The first Red Scare was started after Bolshevik Russian Revolution in 1917 and World War I. It dealt with worker revolution and political radicalism. The second Red Scare started after World War II and was known as McCarthyism. This went along with an increased fear in society of communist espionage caused the Berlin blockade and the Chinese War.
Thanks, Cheyenne. Earlier this week, a Mr. John Scopes was charged with violating a statute passed in Tennessee prohibiting the teachings of Darwinism or evolution or anything that contradicts the biblical account of human creation in all public schools. Scopes' attorney argues that this statute violates the academic freedom and that by only allowing biblical theories to be taught in schools is a violation of the separation of church and state that legislature claims to uphold. Experts that have been following the case predict that Scopes will be convicted simply because his defense hasn't pleaded any technical defense available to them. I guess no plea, no case. I do see his attorney's point, though, the violation of church and state. Maybe this case will get that statute repealed later down the line if success comes Scopes' way. An update on the lone eagle Charles Lindbergh. He touched down in Paris last night at 10:22 p.m., becoming the first person to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean, specifically from New York to Paris. He covered a distance of 3,610 miles in 33.5 hours. Because of his daring, successful feat, he won $25,000 and the Orteig Prize and was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross and the Congressional Medal of Honor by the President himself for showing great bravery and advancement in aviation. We have with us Mr. Peyton Tyer, who was in New York when Lindbergh took off. Peyton, what was it like there?
He had his plane all fancied up, and there were rumors that he had only taken a couple sandwiches with him to eat. It was all very exciting. Everyone was eager to see him lift off, hoping we would hear that he made, which he did obviously. This is a big step for American aviation.
Well, there you heard it, right from the mouth of someone that was right there. Labor strikes, automobile industry, crime, we'll hear about it all after this.
Ladies, tired of drying your hair with that big bulky hair dryer? BeautyLocks now presents the new portable hair dryer. It's smaller, faster, and weighs just a pound. It fits perfectly in anyone's hand. With the new longer cord, you won't have to worry about that pie in the oven or checking in on the kids, because you'll have the room to walk around your whole house. Get the great hair you want to impress your man within just 25 minutes. Get your new BeautyLocks lightweight portable hand dryer at your local Macy's now.
Welcome back from the break. Continuing on in the battle of labor versus capital of our economy, industrial workers have once again fought for better wages and hours against the industrialists, this time with a nationwide strike in the railway industry. As we have seen in many strikes before, there was a reported 11 dead overall, and here we have Ms. Rachel Ferries to tell us more. Rachel, how is this affecting you?
It's a real shame that people here have to die just for something they believe in, you know? I mean, it all started after World War I with all the inflation that it brought in. Now that us workers are trying to actually make a living, all these industrialists see us as foreign-inspired anarchists trying to take over the economy. People get mad at us for not making stuff because we're on strike. I mean, well, then just pay us the money that we deserve.
Thank you, Rachel, and hang in there. I'm sure all the striking will be done soon. Now we go to Hayden for automotive news.
Now, in automotive news, ever since Henry Ford started cranking out cars, there's been businesses popping up for all kinds of reasons. There has been gas stations and motels dotting up the maps around all of our new highways to aid travelers on their long journeys. Since Henry ain't perfect, there are more jobs opening up for able mechanics to help fix the problems that come along with these new technologies. Along with new jobs, there are also new methods for these new jobs. Since most cars are all the same, assembly lines have been put out into use in almost all factories to help mass produce cars and car parts.
Thanks, Hayden. Now we go to Ty for a segment on bootlegging and the prohibition of alcohol.
Due to the recent prohibition of alcohol, bootlegging is on the rise as people have begun to secretly consume alcohol in speakeasies and hide it within their own homes. Police and government officials have recently busted many of these speakeasies hidden in homes and businesses, including one hidden in the back room of a store in Galveston. Citizens are advised to allow officials to search their homes and not stand in the way of investigators. After President Harding transferred supervision of the Naval Oil Reserve lands to the Department of the Interior, Albert Bacon Fall, Secretary of the Department, was convicted of accepting bribes in a major oil scandal after allowing Harry F. Sinclair of the Mammoth Oil Company to use the Teapot Dome Oil Reserve in Wyoming and giving Edward L. Doheny of the Pan American Petroleum Company access to the Elk Hills and Buena Vista Hills oil reserves of California. After learning about his associate's misconduct, the president's health has begun to deteriorate as he deals with the aftermath of this scandal.
Thanks, Ty, for all that great information on bootlegging and on the Teapot Dome scandal. After the break, we will talk about your music news and your movie news, so you better keep watching.
Coming home from work is a time to relax, but don't try to relax in any old recliner. See the Lazy Boy difference in rocker recliner chairs today at our sale that lasts all week long. 15% off all leather recliners. Make your Lazy Boy experience even better, knowing you saved so much money. I'm talking dinero, I'm talking guap, I'm talking moolah on such a worthwhile purchase.
Welcome back to the show. Today in music news, Louis Armstrong has another concert in the House of Blues tonight. Go out and watch Louis and his Hot 7 perform another out-of-this-world performance. Last night they sold out their show, so you better hurry and get your tickets soon. Also in music news, the Count Basie Big Band will be coming to the House of Blues just next month. Tickets are starting to be sold, so go get your tickets now. It'll be a great show. In music news, the top movie of the week is The Phantom of the Opera, featuring Lon Chaney, Mary Philbin, and Norman Carey. This movie is about an angry, disfigured composer who seeks love with a beautiful young opera singer. The worst movie of the week is Easy Virtue by Alfred Hitchcock, starring Isabel Jeans, Franklin Dial, and Eric Bransby Williams. This movie is about a young divorcee who hides her horrible past from her new husband and her family. Well, that's all for today's Daily Planet. We're sad to go, but tune in tomorrow to see what more news we can bring you. Thanks for watching!